cursor worked.
Why? Why? I have always been a Winnie the Pooh fan, from my childhood to my adulthood. But this direct-to-video movie, Springtime with Roo, rubbed me the wrong way for some reasons. Today's countdown will be the top 5 reasons Springtime with Roo was disappointing. Well, time for this man-child to rant about a kids movie for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let's begin. This is a minor nitpick, but the title feels like it shouldn't be called Springtime with Roo. Heck, I think Rabbit had more screen time than Roo. They couldn't have just named the movie Springtime with Rabbit, or Easter Time with Rabbit, or Winnie the Pooh and Easter Carol. It is kind of a misleading title. I know that Easter takes place in spring, but this felt like it was about Easter, not spring itself. The pacing kind of feels inconsistent and impractical. It goes from normal to slow, normal to slow. I just really didn't feel that invested. I mean, Winnie the Pooh usually has slow and steady pacing, but something about it here, it just doesn't work. Songs were very forgettable to me. Heck, doesn't the first song in the movie sound like another song? Gee, Disney, you ripped off one of your own songs? How does that even happen? Also, almost half of the songs in the movie are just the same song.
'Cause what I like most about Easter is the way we show our pals that we care. For the fun never ends when you give to your friends.
'Cause what I like most about Easter is the way we show our pals we care. For the fun never ends when you give to your friends.
About Easter is the way we show our pals that we care. For the fun never ends when you give to your friends.
Really? Were they that lazy that they couldn't just come up with more songs? Just seems, I don't know, kind of sloppy. I get it that some movies do rewrite versions of their songs, but only once, not twice. Also, the song turned Winnie the Pooh into Sneezy all of a sudden.
Sniffly snip, whistling wheeze. Here it comes, a great big sneeze. I feel it in my ears and knees. Here it comes, a great big sneeze.
I don't know. These songs really just didn't seem that interesting to me. If this counts, this was the best song in the entire movie.
And that is a word.
Why would you ever say that?
Why wouldn't you say it? Onomatopoeia, 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 onomatopoeia.
Don't get me wrong, I like the Christmas Carol story by Charles Dickens. Great classic. But it does not work with Winnie the Pooh. This movie makes Rabbit seem like he is the spawn of Satan when he was just being a slightly bit selfish for some justifiable and unjustifiable reasons. It really doesn't feel like a Winnie the Pooh movie. It's more like a poorly written Christmas Carol fanfiction replaced with Winnie the Pooh characters. Heck, Mickey's A Christmas Carol did this much better because the characters they used for it make sense. Here, I'm not buying it. Plus, it feels more like a combination of episodes rather than a movie.
Oh, sweet cheese and crackers. These characters have been written badly in this film, except for Kanga, who usually remains the same. Everyone seems sort of, I don't know, selfish and childish. Poom seemed like a glutton who really didn't give a darn. Pickle was always petrified but also didn't give a darn. Eeyore is still gloomy, but he also didn't give a darn. Tigger is kind of the same, but they kind of make him kind of mean despite him trying to reconcile with Rabbit. Rabbit's jerkiness is amplified to where he feels like he was Flanderized. He is usually moody and wants to focus working on his garden. In this one, he gets over the littlest of things. Roo is usually just Tigger's minion, but he tends to think more clearly than Tigger. You know your movie's screwed when Rue's the only one that is a voice of reason. It just somehow feels off. I get that Rabbit took Easter too seriously, but was it justified for Tigger to steal the eggs from Rabbit, celebrate Easter with everyone else, and not Rabbit by leaving him out? Nobody cared, and it made Rabbit pretty sad. But also, Rabbit had no chill in this film.
Come on, Rabbit. He's really got his little heart set on this. Let him hunt just one Easter egg.
But they aren't even decorated yet.
You're right. We'll hunt them first and decorate them later.
Oh, good idea, Tigger. Then we wouldn't have to worry about grass stains on our colored eggs.
Have you all gone mad? You can't possibly do these things out of order.
I don't mind if it's not decorated.
No.
Sheesh, man. But then Rabbit explains why he did what he did, but then Tigger still couldn't get through to him. Later on, Tigger explained why Rabbit was heartbroken.
Oh no, I'll never see my Easter honey pot or my very special Easter basket.
Or my fluffy bunny ears. Or my strippity-stripity Easter egg either.
These flipping guys! Once, after all that, the narrator steps in and basically fixes things.
Narrator.
What do you want? And why are you talking like that?
Oh, there's something I'd like you to see.
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, where is everyone? Late as usual, I suppose.
Late? Oh, goodness, no. They're gone, Rabbit. Everyone moved away.
I feel like it would have been more exciting if Rabbit found out they moved away, rather than the narrator having to tell him. But I do have to say, it seems kind of cruel to make Rabbit suffer over not giving his friends his honey pot, a basket, bunny ears, and a striped egg. They could have easily, I don't know, celebrate Easter without Rabbit? With all those material possessions that important to the point of wanting to move away? In the actual Christmas Carol story, Ebenezer Scrooge was much more evil and a much more cruel person than Rabbit by a long shot. In Scrooge's situation, it made sense to justify his actions done towards him. Plus, Pooh and crew could have easily just asked Christopher Robin to get involved and still celebrate Easter getting new Easter items. It's not that difficult.
I told you exactly what to do, and you didn't do any of it.
This ticks me off because I would get peeved too if I asked someone to do a favor for me and then willing to do it, finding out that they screwed up when I asked them to do it. Later on, Rabbit redeems himself by bringing everyone their material possessions and makes everything better, basically ending like how the Christmas Carol did. How about Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and Eeyore redeem themselves? They were mean to Rabbit as well. Just remember, kids, teens, adults, and elderly, 2 wrongs never make it right. My final verdict. This movie is forgettable, badly written, characters being inconsistent, boring songs, slow-paced, and overall, meh. It is pretty sad because I usually feel tranquil watching Winnie the Pooh, but wasn't feeling it with this movie. I actually feel kind of down watching it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this movie a 4. I mean, it is not the worst movie ever, but certainly not the best movie. If anything, I feel more disappointed with the film rather than angry with it. But then again, this was direct-to-video and it was made for kids. But for direct-to-video, this movie had somewhat smooth and decent animation. Other than that, this movie leaves a lot to be desired. But I'm glad Disney grew up out of their direct-to-video syndrome. This has been a Shnobbs Countdown. Happy early Easter. Now, cue the outro.